How are you? You guys come on in and let me know who you are and where you are joining us from. I'm going to close this curtain. We're going to get started with the first episode tonight of Mentored by Melanie. So you guys come on in. Hi, Justice. How are you? Hi, Jade. How are you? Honey, will you please bring me the ring light? It's in the closet. In the Amazon closet. In the middle hallway. Hey, hi. Hi, Jade. Hi, Justice. Hi, Candace. Hi, Loranda. This LA from Kansas City. Hi, Frederica. Hi, Candace from Augusta. Hi, Miss Carolyn from Tennessee. How are you guys tonight? So tonight we're going to do the first live Mentored by Melanie. Hi, Wanda. How are you? Hi, Debbie. Hi, Valerie from South Carolina. Hi, Felicia from, what's this? Broxbridge, Louisiana. Let me know if I mispronounced that. Hey, Cookie Nunez. How are you from Florida? Hi, Kim Berry. Girl, you never call me. I ain't fooling with you. I love you anyway. Hi, Debbie from New Jersey. Hi, Lynette from Mississippi. How are you? The cord is in the first basket to the left. The first black and white basket. Mr. Turner is helping me get everything all set up. I was actually helping someone with the resume and kind of got a little off track in terms of timing, and I wanted to go ahead and get started. Hi, All Things Blue. Hi, DeShannon. Hi, Nellie. Hey. Hi, Bessie. Did I miss anyone? Okay. So we are going to get ready to get started tonight. Hi, Felicia from Cajun. Oh, okay. Cajun. So it's pronounced Brooks. Okay, Brobridge. Gotcha. I got you, girlfriend. Did I say hey to you, Mary? Hey, Alicia from California. Ooh, I miss you. You got to come back, Alicia. I miss you. Okay, so tonight I ask you guys to vote in the community here on YouTube. And if you don't know what the YouTube community is, go to my channel and you'll see videos, shorts, lives, and you'll also see community. It's a community option. And so when I announced that I would start doing Mentored by Melanie on Mondays, many of you guys got really excited about it. And you also said that I gave you a list of things to vote on that you wanted me to talk about. And so the number one place was whether to rent or to own. That was the number one subject matter that you guys wanted to discuss for our first impromptu live. And so what I mean by that is that you guys will get to ask me questions. I will answer those questions. If it's something that I cover in Lux Academy, I'll definitely refer you back to Lux Academy. If it's something that I can't answer in a simple live, if I have a reference point for that, I will share that with you guys as well. So, great. There is light. Now we have light. Wonderful. Let me turn this off. Okay. All right. So now we have light. That looks great, babe. Thank you. So we have light now, you guys. I was looking a little dark before. So thankful to Mr. Turner for that. But yes, so on tonight, hello, Nellie and Beverly and everyone that is joining us. Yes, Mary, I'll go back and check on those. Thank you so much. I'll resend that out, Mary. Listen, I've already gotten cursed out today about sending out too many emails. And I'm like, I only send out maybe 1 to 2 emails a week. And I know companies that send out multiple emails a day, especially Bath and Body Works. I don't know how many of you guys are on their list, but they definitely send out the emails, okay? But with that being said, I will try it both ways, and I will post it in the community and allow you guys to vote on it in the community. So tonight, we are going to be discussing whether to rent or to own. And our mentor sessions are going to be very live, very candid, very interactional. I want you guys to interact with me. I want you to ask questions. If you don't understand something, let me know. This is the point of this. I don't have any notes because I really want it to be, I want you guys to feel like you're sitting with me in a classroom or in a desk or a private session, just the two of us, right? Asking me questions that you just do not understand. So I am going to set up my desk camera here just in case I miss something from you guys. I'll be able to see that as well. I am super excited about starting this session because many of you guys have expressed interest for me to mentor you. And unfortunately, I just don't have the time at this moment to do it. Will I have time in the future? I hope so. I sure hope so. But right now, I just don't have a lot of time. And so with that being said, now is our time, okay? And so if you guys haven't already, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. What that thumbs up does is it tells YouTube that you're interested in this content, and it will continue to recommend this content to you. So when you open up your YouTube web browser or your YouTube app, it will recommend my content to you, and it will also recommend it to other people who may be interested in subjects such as this. So, hey, DeShannon, I'm so glad you enjoyed this. Hello, Seabrook, welcome. So, without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started with tonight's live, and it is whether to rent or to buy. And this has been a subject of controversy for quite some time. Some people live in areas that may not have a lot of the inventory that you see trending all across social media. Readily available. I know for me in the area that I live in, we are very limited on some of the inventory that we can access, which sometimes puts us in position or in a position in which we have to buy if we want to achieve a certain look. There are also, people that are of the opinion that because so many people have been purchasing all this different inventory, that it's made it harder for certain business models to prosper. And that if we work together as a community, then everybody would be able to win. For example, if you all went to person A to rent, your products that you need for your events, and then person A prospers, person B prospers, and person C prospers because we're all, working together as a community. And I don't feel strongly one way or the other about it because I understand both sides of the argument. Some people say, why does everybody need this inventory? Now this inventory is no longer really special. It's now becoming common and it's causing too many flips in the industry. Therefore, it doesn't really, make it prosperous for anyone. And then on the other hand, I understand the argument that says, okay, if my area doesn't have this inventory, or you're going to charge me an ungodly and insane amount to deliver, said chairs or said tables or whatever you're trying to rent to my area, it just makes more sense for me to buy it. And I get it from both standpoints. I really do. I don't disagree with either side of the party. I think it all depends on, it boils down to availability. And someone type this down. Renting or owning boils down to availability, accessibility, rentability, and profitability. Okay? Renting or buying boils down to this: availability, accessibility, rentability, and profitability. Profitability. So what does that mean? Is this, number one, is this something that is accessible in your area? If there's a certain style, let me go back. I said the first one's availability. Is this something that is available in your area or within a certain, mile radius of where you live? Is this available? And if it is available, then how much is this going to cost me or cost my client? Is it feasible? Is this a feasible rental or not? Okay. If the answer to that is yes, it's something that's available in your area, and yes, it's at a rate that's affordable to you and your client. And we're going to talk about affordability in a minute. That's another thing we need to add to the list. Availability, accessibility, affordability, rentability, and profitability. Because just because you can purchase something doesn't mean that you can afford something. Let me say that again. Just because you can purchase something does not mean that you can afford something. That's two different things. I can purchase a Mercedes, right? And after I purchase that Mercedes and I have, let's say I make $1,000 a month, the Mercedes payment is $700 a month. And after making that payment, it only leaves me $300 to eat, get gas, and live on. I can purchase it, but I can't afford it. Does that make sense? Same thing with purchasing inventory. Sometimes we can purchase inventory, but we can't really afford it. You have to think about all the things that it entails once you receive the inventory. So if it's available in your area, and it is at an affordable price for rentals for you and your clients, then it makes sense for you not to buy it. It makes sense to own it. Once you purchase this inventory, you have to store the inventory. You have to transport the inventory. You have to pay labor, to move the inventory back and forth. And you have to repair the inventory or restore the inventory once it's being used. So that is why I say, is it really affordable? Now, I purchased the gold old back chairs several years ago. When they first came out, they were not accessible in my area. No one had them. I could afford them. I had a place to store them. I had a way to transport them, and I had people to move them. So it made sense for me to purchase those chairs. Now, you also have to make sure that you have the clientele that will be able to afford them as well. So once I purchased these chairs, at that point in time, I did not have a high-end clientele all the time. I was still doing some of the $1,000 weddings. I had started to move into the higher-end clientele, but I did not have the higher-end clientele that I have now. And so what happened is those chairs ended up sitting in my inventory. Although I had paid for them, they sat in my inventory for almost 7 months before I used them again. Now, when I purchased the chairs, they were only $2,300. I say only. And I know that's like $2,300 for 30 chairs. That's a lot. But you have to think about this. We had taxes. We had importing fees. I had to go get a truck to pick them up. There was a lot of unexpected costs that was involved in me purchasing these chairs when I first got them. Because when I first got the chairs, they were, I think we got them for like maybe $40 a piece, which was a steal of a deal, right? 30 chairs for $40 a piece, that's $1,200. But what I did not factor in was the import costs, the shipping costs, and the retrieval costs, because they didn't arrive to my door. So by the time I finished with all of that, those chairs ended up being $2,300 versus $1,200 or $1,300. Okay, that's neither here nor there. The chairs sat there for 6 or 7 months before I used them again. because I did not have the clientele to rent the chairs. Okay. And I wasn't just going to throw those chairs in every event because I was trying to move up to higher tier events. And I didn't want the chairs to be common. I just didn't want to. It didn't make sense for me to use, these exclusive chairs at the same at a an event that cost me a fraction of the price of the previous event. It would not have been fair to my clients, etc. So the chair sat there for several months. I was paying storage. Thankfully, I had storage already. But just think, if I did not have storage, then I would have paid $1,200 in storage, which was the original price of the chairs. So essentially, I had already paid for the chairs again. If that makes sense, you guys say that makes sense. Somebody said if it makes sense, say it makes sense. So here's the thing. If you're not constantly turning those chairs over week after week after week after week, then you're buying those chairs over, and you're not making any money. So what's the difference in the chairs sitting there for months on end and you're not making any money off of them, and you renting the chairs and not having to worry about the labor, the replacement, the storage, all of that? You tell me what's the difference? So many people try to tell you to buy. But you guys know that when it comes to things like that, I want you guys to look at the whole totality of the picture. Because anything that's not making money is costing you. Somebody type that in. Anything that is not making you money is costing you money. You tell me, and I'll tell you. You tell me that something that is not making you money. You tell me something that's just sitting there and not making you money, and I'll show you something that's costing you money. Hi, Princess Boutique. Hi, Justice. You guys tell me, because I am here to mentor you, but that doesn't mean that I'm not learning as well. And so that's what happens. And so you end up with garages and warehouses and bedrooms and attics and closets and basements full of stuff that's not making you money. And it ends up essentially costing you. And so then you have to sit down and you have to really think about, okay, is this really worth what I'm paying for? So if it's available to you, and if it's available at an affordable cost, I would say rent it. Okay? That's my short answer, and that is why. Okay? And what I mean by if it's not making you money, it's costing you, it's also, yes, ma'am, it's sad money, Kim. And you know what else? It's costing you space, which is costing you money. It's clutter, costs you, when you have too much clutter and too many things going on, it really costs you your peace of mind, your ability to be creative. When you just have things cluttered up and you don't even know what you have, it costs you money because you end up reordering things that you already have. So it ends up costing you money. Hi, Leona. How are you tonight? And so that is my short answer. If it is affordable and it's available at a relatively, affordable price, and it includes delivery, pickup, and all of that, then I would say rent it. So that is the reason why I only own the OBAC chairs, because those were not available in my area. I was the only one that had them at the time. The Shivari chairs were available in my area in silver, gold, and I think that was it. Everyone had silver and gold Shivari chairs. So an opportunity came across my desk for me to purchase some black Shivari chairs, which I use in my church. So those chairs stayed at my church until I needed them for an event. So they just were housed in my church, so it didn't cost me any extra money to store them. They were only $8 a piece, so that was only $400. I only needed to rent them one time to make my money back. It wasn't like me needing to rent them several times to make thousands back. They were easy to move because it was a small amount of chairs, and it was just it was kind of like a no-brainer. I got 50 white Chivari chairs for $5 a piece. That was $250. That was a no-brainer. I had somewhere to store them. I had somewhere to, so those kind of things are no-brainer. So in those instances, when I can make my money back with one rental, I have a place to store them. It's not going to cost me any extra money. Then it makes sense to purchase. It makes sense to purchase. So let's go back to what I said. So if it's available, if it's accessible, if it's affordable, if it is, now if you run into a situation where you do have them in your area, they are available, they are affordable, but they're not accessible, meaning, whenever you call the company to rent them, they're never available for you to rent. I mean, they're never accessible. Somebody's, booked them or whatever. Then, okay, you may need to consider buying your own, especially if you're having constant requests for this item. Then you may need to step back and say, okay, I rented this item this number of times this year. This may make sense for me to buy, but that's something you need to assess on a year-to-year basis. Okay. Is it rentable? Because now, once you know this and you've assessed this, then you know, okay, this thing, it does have rentability, right? Because you have a demand for these Chivari chairs every single weekend. They're not always available. So there is a demand in your area for them, although someone has them, but they're always rented out. So there is a high demand that you can cover. And this now becomes a rentable product. This is a product that you can turn over every single weekend and not have to worry about it, being able, whether or not it will rent out for you. My throne chairs still make money. I don't use them in my designs personally now, but they are a product that will rent when nothing else rents. They rent to churches, they rent to schools, they rent for proms, they rent for baby showers, they rent for weddings. They always rent. And so that is there's a demand, in my area for them. And so as long as there's a demand, I'm going to keep them in my inventory because they continuously make money. Okay? All right. So I'm going to stop and pause for a second for any questions you guys may have, because I don't want this to feel like a one-sided communication. So that's what I mean by availability, affordability, accessibility, rentability, and profitability. So once you started looking at how much, you will be able to make how much you'll be able to profit from renting these items, then that's really the determining factor on whether or not you need to buy. So let's say the going rate in your area for Chivari chairs is $5. And you only have 50 chairs. That's only $250. Okay? Now somebody has to come, load up 50 chairs, unload 50 chairs, pick up 50 chairs, and then deliver 50 chairs back to the warehouse. You would have to pay someone at least half of that to be prosperous. And you have to rent a transport vehicle, if you don't have one. So then you're looking at maybe $75 you made off renting those 50 chairs. Is that worth it for you and your business? That's what I mean by profitability. Is it worth it? A lot of people reach out to me about renting table linens and centerpieces and things like that. Because I'm not a full-fledged rental company, from a profitability standpoint, it's not worth it for me. It will cost me more trying to run a rental company than it will be for me to just do packages. So I hope that clears it up. If it doesn't, you guys definitely let me know in the chat. I'm going to scroll down and go back to some of the previous comments to make sure that I didn't miss anyone. Thank you so much, Natasha. She said, you will always be blessed because you are such a blessing to others. Okay. And we're only going to stay live for about an hour. So these mentor sessions are going to be only an hour. When the hour is up, we're going to cut it off and we'll come back the next time. Okay, let me see. Yes, it is under the chandelier events. Hello, everyone that's joining. Okay, what did she say? will Nide, George's, exactly what I went through last week. They threw out so many inventory that I was just sitting here and not making me money. Wow, such great advice. Yes, ma'am. Okay, that's the last one I see on my end. Hold on, let me look over here. What if the cost of renting on your area equals to the purchase price of the item? It goes back to what I said, Prudencia. You're not just looking at purchase price, because purchase price is one time. You have to look at the purchase price, the transport price, the storage price, and the labor. And if that equals, then you may be in a situation where it can be profitable. Now, the only way that I have found that to be profitable is if you already own your own transport vehicle, like a U-Haul or a box truck or a trailer. And if you already have your own storage facility on your own property that you're already paying for, and it's at no additional cost to you. So you're going to have to work that out within yourself. But it's a lot easier to say, oh, those rent for like table linens. Oh, those table linens rent for $10. Well, I can buy table linens for $10 and have them myself. And I used to think the same way. And then I found myself like laboring a lot, washing the linens, ironing the linens, and re-prepping the linens. And that would be hours and hours and hours of labor and hard labor. And so what I did was I started hiring someone to do the linens for me because my time was better spent doing a lot of other things outside of laundry. So by the time I started paying people to do my linens for me the proper way, then my linen bill would be $300, which is the same thing I paid for. So I can really buy new linens every time. And so what it boiled down to me was like, okay, if this is a linen that is not an upscale linen, a BBJ or a really nice, super nice upscale linen, I'm not buying it. I'm gonna rent it, or it's gonna be something that doesn't need to be ironed, something that just can be washed and dried and hung up, because I'm not gonna spend the money in this type of labor over and over again. And then it may be cheaper just for you to rent it. If it's something that you need to rent, you pay $110, you rent it, you take it back dirty, balled up, however, it does not matter, and you turn it back in, and then it becomes their responsibility. But if you buy that one linen, it can cost you every single time. And that is why I started investing in velvet linens, sequin linens, crinkle taffeta, all that kind of stuff, things that didn't need to be ironed or pressed. Araceli said, how do you work out if the items you rent out get damaged? Well, that is something I talk about more in Lux Academy. And also, if you just can't invest in Lux Academy right now, that's fine. I have a rental contract included in my Honeybook. And Honeybook is a system that I use for renting items and contracts and payments and all of the above. And that contract is included for free in my Honeybook. And so that is how I handle rental items. So that is that. Most of the time, Honeybook will have a credit card on file or payments on file or a deposit that you can put on file in case something is damaged. Then you can return it if it's not. But there are several ways to do it. I don't do a damage fee. I personally, create my packages in a way that covers any damages that may occur. And so, it's not really an issue for me because of the way that I formulate my packages. And those who have gone through Lux Academy know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't have any money, any issues being able to get the money back. I just had it to happen last June where a backdrop fell, broke my most coveted candelabras that I absolutely love. And they were $199 a piece. And, because of the way my packages are formulated, I just have to go buy some more. Okay. Did I answer your question, Prudencia? Let me know. Can I have an idea on how you create your packages, what they include? I don't discuss that. Unfortunately, I promise you it takes about 3 to 4 hours to do that. And that is something I teach extensively in Lux Academy, but definitely something I could not cover in an hour. And for those who have gone through Lux Academy, you guys, please let her know I'm not leading her on. It is maybe 3 or 4 different ways you can do it. I do it several different ways. And You have to figure out which way works best for you. For someone that tells you there's a one size that fits all, it's not. There's a certain way you handle packages for corporate clients, for regular clients, for baby showers, for weddings. Every formula is different, and you have to figure out which formula works best for you and best for your the current area that you're in. And anyone that tells you that it's a one size fits all, I would definitely question that. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. Hi, Janine. Okay, I'm from St. Kitts. I know exactly where that is. Beautiful, beautiful place. Everyone, our culture is everyone has their own stuff. So if you rent, the cost is really high because you are seen as a competitor. That is so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. And I'm sorry, maybe you can be a culture changer in that retrospect, because if everybody has their own stuff, nobody is really winning and nobody is really prospering. And that's unfortunate. So maybe you can create that culture change there. Maybe one person needs to just specialize in this and one person specializes in that. And you all come together and make it one huge conglomerate where, everyone can be prosperous. Now, it is good to know how to do all of your own stuff. I'm not saying that, because things can happen. But it is impossible to really maximize your creativity without building an entire team. You're so welcome, Nazareth. You are so, so, so welcome. Araceli said, I'm new to Honeybook. Thank you. Have you tried it out yet, Araceli? Have you signed up? If not, I can definitely leave my code down in the chat for you to check it out. And I think our next live, I'm going to show you guys how to create automated invoices and proposals inside of Honeybook. Would you guys like that? Janine said you have to take the class. And I'm not just saying that. I promise you, I would not be doing a justice to my students or to you by trying to answer that question, because it is a whole process. I probably spend at least 2 hours teaching that aspect of it. Okay. Kim said that's a luxe jewel. Absolutely. Fabulous Finder said facts. Yes, ma'am. Alicia said I can attest to the package conversation. Yes. Under the Chandelier, Venue Rental said Lux Academy is worth every penny and valuable. Elaine. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, hold on. Hi, Kia. How are you? Araceli said yes. Perfect. Candace said yes. DeShannon said I would love that. All Things Blue said yes. Okay, great. Cookie Nunez said that would be great. Awesome. Donna said in Trinidad, Southern Caribbean is much different from St. Kitts. It's a lot easier to rent. Okay. Well, yeah, I think every area has its own quirks, right? When I first moved in this area, nobody was sharing, nobody was teaching. It was just like everybody was like just totally separate. And I just had to be a game changer. If you're good with this, you come work with me on this. You good on that, you come work with me on this. And everybody doesn't have to be full scale. And everybody can be prosperous, That's why a lot of people don't like what I do here on social media, because when I first started in event planning, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't see a lot of videos of people showing you how to. It was like the world's best kept secrets. And so I wasn't about that life, and I didn't want you guys to go through what I went through trying to get, broken into this. Okay. Any other areas that you guys have questions about in terms of rent or not to rent? Because I want to make sure we stay on that topic so we can break it all the way down. And so what are some of the things that you should consider when you're trying to consider whether or not you should buy something? Do you have a way to store it? Do you have a way to transport it? Do you have a way to move it? Do you have a demand for it or clientele for it? And is it going to be profitable? Do you guys want me to repeat that? So when you're determining whether or not you want to rent or if you want to buy, you need to determine, do I have somewhere to store it? Do I have a way to move it? Do I have someone to transport it? Do I have a demand in this area for this to be rented? And is it going to be profitable? Because you may have a demand, but it still cannot be profitable because people may want it, but they may not want it at the price that you want to charge for it to be profitable. That's a totally different things. So demand and profitability are not the same. Araceli said, I've only used 2 invoices so far. Yes, we'll get into it. Donna said, yes, we do a lot of sharing. And Janine says, is it within the time frame? What time frame, Janine? On whether or not you want to buy it? Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. That's a great point. And then when you're looking to buy something, that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother day. But are you going to receive it in time, in the time that you need it for your wedding or your event? Because when I purchased those chairs, I purchased them in March and didn't get them until September. So that was April, May, June, July, August, September. 6 months that it took me to get them. And I needed them in September. So it was like literally, I got them a week before I actually needed them for a wedding. And I ordered them 6 months in advance. That's a great question. And then also, if you're going to be buying this kind of thing and importing them, make sure you do your homework. You can't, sometimes people may say, okay, I'm going to be ordering or shipping in a container. And they're ordering tons of stuff, right? And then you're ordering 30 chairs that takes up this much space on a container. And they're ordering 50 tables and 600 chairs and all this that takes up this much space on the container. And then when they break down the shipping fees, they divide the shipping fees equally amongst everybody who got the stuff on the container. So essentially, they're saving money because they're not paying the percentage of the shipping fee that's relative to the items that they're shipping. So in layman's terms, you get a container, your items only cover 2% of the actual container. Their items cover 98%, but you guys are splitting the shipping fee 50-50. Is that fair? That's almost like you going to a restaurant and you order water and everybody else orders crab legs, and then the bill is split by 8 people. Is that fair? Same situation. So those are the things you need to consider when you're considering whether you want to rent it, whether you want to buy it. And then you have to look at it, in retrospect. Look at the number of times. Go to the rental company. Can you guys give me a printout of, all the things I rented last year? Number one, that's good for your tax, your taxable deductions. And number two, it's good to see how much of what did you rent last year. And those are the items you may be looking in, may take a look into purchasing. Because you already know the demand is there. And then if the storage is affordable and you have the staffing to move it, then it may be worthwhile. You just have to look at all those things, before you just make the decision. It's more than just money. It's more than what the eye meets. I can buy it for the same price that I can rent it. But can you really? Because every week I pay for tablecloths. The only reason I don't buy brand new tablecloths every event is because I'm conscious of our environment. And that's why. Because literally what I spend on laundering these linens, I could literally just about buy new, well, not with these ones, but with some, you could just about buy new ones every time you have an event. So that is why I don't do linens that you have to iron. Now, everything I purchase is something that from, fabrics that I don't have to iron and that still look good. All right. Any other questions about renting, whether or not to rent or buy? So, do we want to talk about some items that we should rent and some items we should buy? Do we want to talk about that? what I rent and what I buy? Okay, let's talk about it. So items that I purchase, centerpieces, number one, because I don't want to be dealing with whether or not a centerpiece is available to me or not, right? So I do purchase centerpieces. I purchase centerpieces that I can use over and over and over and over again, that are versatile, that have dual functionality. When I purchase a piece, I'm always looking at how many different ways can I use this. So centerpiece is definitely something I buy. Linens is definitely something that I buy. They're easy to store. They're easy to upkeep. And, centerpieces and linens definitely are foundational to your design. So I'm going to buy my centerpieces. I'm going to buy my linens. Okay. Chargers. I just don't understand renting chargers unless it's a charger, a specialty charger that you're only going to use a couple of times. Definitely buy your chargers. Chargers just help to fill up the space, and they help for things to, they help to make things look a lot fuller on your table. How many backdrop stands should you keep in your inventory? I would say of the heavy duty backdrop stands, I would say you need at least 2 to 3. At least two to three. You need enough to make at least a 20 or 30 foot backdrop. So at least 2 full 10 by 10 sets and two extra crossbars. So I would probably definitely say at least 2 to 3 backdrops in your inventory. Because you need something for a photo op, and you need something for your guest table area, head table area. So yeah, at least 2 10 by 10 sections. I would even venture on to say 3, but eventually I would say enough to cover at least 100 square feet. What's a good number of chargers to have on hand? I started out with 50. It just depends on who you service, and you do mini events, do you do large scale events, what do you do? And so for me, I started out with 50 of everything. That was just my number because I didn't really want to go over 50. I focused in on having more intimate events, so my number was 50. And then when I moved from 50, I went to 100 to 150, then 200 eventually. I don't have any chargers over 200. I don't really like doing events over 200. I rarely do events over 200 people. Even though 250 people showed up at my husband's birthday party, we were only set up for like 150. But those people didn't RSVP, so what do you say? What else should you keep in your inventory? Okay. I said linens, centerpieces, chargers, backdrop stands. She mentioned that at least 2 10-feet sections. If you wanted to do like a sequence wall and just a regular, fabric backdrop wall, I would definitely have 2 sections. You're welcome, Yvette. Let me see what else. Candles. I keep candles in my inventory. I keep the faux china. I keep that in my inventory. I've always wanted to rent because it seems planners are more profitable having their own rentals as well. Not necessarily. However, considering where you would store them, help. Correct. I know plenty of profitable planners. Now, that's if you're planners. Planners typically don't have inventory. Chair covers, yes. If you do chair covers, they are definitely a must-have. Janine, yes. Napkin rings. Hi, Cynthia. How are you? These are all things that make a huge impact on your table that don't take up a lot of space. sequence walls, greenery walls, any kind of backdrop wall that you can roll up and store easily that will make an impact, big impact in your space, I would say invest in it. Would I say invest in enough pipe and drape to pipe and drape a whole room? If you have the space to store it and transport it, why not? But is that something you're going to do often? If you can pipe and drape, I think you can make money off of it. Backdrop walls, things like that, you can make money off of those without having to do the full event. And a lot of times I have found that some people have found that business model a lot more profitable for them as well. Trying to think of something else. So those are kind of the key things. Maybe some throne chairs, like something that's like just enough for a head table or, the guest of honor. Just a set of chairs that you can use over and over and over and over again. Where do you purchase a projector and design? I think I answered this before. The design is custom made with a gobo. You have to get the design custom made on a gobo. And the projector I got from Amazon. And I'm almost sure that I shared it. But all the designs that you project on the wall, you need to get them made using a gobo. Gobo. Any other questions? Any other questions, you guys? You're so welcome, Evelyn. Gold, Tanisha, gold and white. You know what? I bought the gold and white. I bought the silver and white. I have a friend that has the black. And I have rented the gold and white chair since I got it. I've never gone a month without renting that chair. So gold, white with gold trimming. Look on Etsy. ETSY. It's a lot of gobo makers though. That is good, Janine. Yep. I don't like to fool with outside. I retired from outside events. Any other questions, you guys? Have you guys found this helpful tonight? I hope I answered your questions in terms of deciding how you want to do it. Yes, boo. You gotta replay it, girl. Yes, because so many people will, try to get you to buy. And if I don't feel like it's a good deal, if I don't feel like it's something that I know is going to be profitable for your business, I'm not going to tell you guys to buy it. Yvette, you came to class, honey. You got the whole list of vendors that I have ever used. You got the newest updated list of vendors. Look at it. It's in your book. Every single vendor I use, you have it in your book. For the throne chairs, you have it in your book. Oh, you're welcome, Cookie. I would tell you, if I had the book, I'd tell you what page it was on. But you have a complete list of vendors. Oh, thank you, Candace. Thank you, Janine. Thank you, Shalonda, LaShonda. Look at my Amazon store, LaShonda. I have a whole list of backdrops in my Amazon store. And I also did an Amazon Live that just featured all backdrops. Kim Berry, are you still here, baby? You're welcome, Nehan, too. Kim Berry, let's see who else is here. Any of my Lux students. If y'all are here, say I'm here. Y'all can probably point LaShonda to the live. that I showed the backdrop stands, the heavy duty ones. Yes, I apologize if I didn't. I'm pretty sure I read your email, but it's just been crazy. So no, there is not. I think the deadline for registration is 2 weeks before or until the class fill up. So I think I only have 10 spots that I normally take for live classes. So it's just 2 weeks before or till the 10 spots is reached, whichever one comes first. Hey, Tanya. Kim, will you find, okay, Rochelle or Kim, will y'all find the live and with the backdrop that I did? It was like an all backdrop, and I showed every kind of backdrop stand and what it does and which one to order. It was an Amazon live. Post that in here for them. Don, any of you guys? Okay, y'all, a lot of y'all are here. Rochelle, share my if you can find the link to Honeybook. If you can find my link to Honeybook, Rochelle, share that in the chat. Because you guys, listen, maybe I need to share it. Hold on. Because listen, if you sign up for Honeybook now, you get 60% off. If you are new, you get 60% off your first year. But you need to sign up if you want me to show you how to create a full-blown a full-blown and you have to sign up by May 31st. If you want me to show you how to create a full-blown proposal in 20 minutes or less. Dawn. Lord, I didn't copy the wrong thing. Now, y'all know. There we go. There's the Honeybook code if you guys missed that. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if they're looking for the backdrop live or not. While they're looking for that information, is there any other questions that you guys have for me concerning renting or owning? Any other questions? Hey, Ann, how are you? So what are we? Oh, next week I told you guys we were going to do the Honeybook, and I was going to show you guys how to do a whole automated proposal. So the way I got started in Honeybook, of course, you guys know I was working in corporate America, and I did not have time to look for everybody. I mean, to respond to everybody with me working. I didn't have time to respond right away, and so there was a whole situation in the response time. And so I ended up getting Honeybook, and I did like automations. And so when people email me, it would email them right back. It would send them a questionnaire right back. It would send them my calendar to schedule a meeting with me. And then when I went in, it would give them the option to send photos. So I would look at their photos, their application information, and then I would submit a proposal that I pretty much have sketched out. All I have to do is go in and change prices and numbers and colors and whatever. Takes me about maybe 10-15 minutes to do, and they'll have a complete proposal in 15 minutes. Is it better to rent or to own? I don't know, honey. I just spent maybe 45 minutes talking about it, so you can go back and re-watch the live. It's not like a simple yes or no. I gave answers to both sides of that question. I don't think it's a straightforward question that can be answered. It just depends on your individual situation. And if you would like more information, go back and watch the live in its entirety, and figure out what works best for you, doll. Any other questions, you guys? Is Honeybook compatible with any event planner? Yes. For any event planner? It works for event planners, event designers, beginning, middle, advanced, photographers, bakers, graphic artists, anybody. It works. You just have to find your area of genius and then set it up from that standpoint. It is, it is, it is. Any other questions? Oh, you're so welcome, Wanda. You're welcome. I would try to pronounce your name, but I can't. Obi Najwa? I have no clue. But yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions, you guys? Now, I recently had a Lux Academy. Honeybook depends and on what you choose to do. Some people, it's different plans for different things that you need. And so um, you just have to pick out what plan works best for you. I think it's three different types of plans. And you'll just, some of them it's based monthly, yearly, it just depends. It really does. So you just have to check out what plan works best for you, and it'll give you options. So for those of you guys who are interested in Lux Academy, we do offer online courses where you can it's self-paced. It typically takes students about 6 to 8 weeks to complete it. At the end, I have a graduation once per quarter. And then you guys will do projects just like we do in person, but you'll be doing them virtually. So there's an option. We have the online option and we have the in-person option as well. So the class that I have coming up next is the summer class. It's going to be a bridal shower. It is going to be a luxury bridal shower. I will say that. And so that class is almost filling up. So if you want to jump in on that one, it's in July. And then the next class I have after that is this is the online class. This one is the one that for those who can't travel or are too far away to travel. And I do have payment plans available for these classes as well. So that's the summer and this is the online, and then the next one is in October. I may have one in September though. I'm thinking about adding one more class. And then that'll be it for the year until next year. And I don't know when next year. It'll just be next year. Okay, there was a couple more questions. Let's go back. You're welcome, Deborah. Prudencia said, okay, thank you. You've been very helpful, open, and honest. Yes, ma'am. That is what I aim to do. Tanisha said, if I've already completed the online course, would it be beneficial to take the class, in-person class? Anybody who's taking both online and in-person, answer Tanisha. I can tell you my answer, Tanisha, but I don't want to seem as if I'm being, biased. I don't want a biased answer. So someone who's done both, more than one person who's done both, please answer that. Hello, do you have an old videos on how to decorate an ugly space like a bar or club arrangements? I don't, Tiffany. I think I did a 34. Yes, I do. I have a 30, 40, 50-year-old birthday party that was in a bar/club. So find that one. And then that will probably help you. Prudencia said, I tried it. It just says Honeybook is designed for independents based in the U.S. and Canada. Okay, so and you are not in the U.S. So my apologies. I thought you said for any planner, meaning any person. So if you are outside of the U.S. and Canada, um, 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 no, it will not work for you. So yes, my apologies for that question. I didn't understand your question. I thought you meant for anyone. So yes, Alicia's saying yes, Wanda's saying yes. It's definitely a difference. You learn from both of them, but there are things that you see in the live hands-on portion that you just don't see in the classroom, like real life, right? You don't get the pressure being online that you get when you're physically there in person. But yes, it's the most. You're so welcome, Cynthia. I'm so sorry, Donna and Prudencia. You guys, it was not my intention to be misleading. I didn't understand that you guys were asking about being outside of the US or Canada. Yes, please get the likes up, you guys. You're so welcome, Tiffany. Cynthia, okay, Alicia said, I did not technically do both, but I absolutely love my in person experience. We'll be attending another. Okay, and then Cynthia, appreciate the time you took to educate us on how to be profitable. Yes, it takes a long time. I was gonna get the backdrop thing for you guys. Okay, so once I get this backdrop link, I think I know why you can't get it, Rochelle. So I'll grab it really quickly. Amazon gets really quirky with certain things, so I'm gonna grab it real quick. And any questions, any other questions you guys have, definitely go ahead and ask any questions that you may have so that I can answer. Ooh, they got this white desk chair on sale. Okay, I gotta get it. Y'all go ahead and ask away because we're getting ready to come to an end. I hope you guys are clear on tonight's subject matter. If you're not clear, definitely let me know because I do want you guys to be clear on what we discussed tonight. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Let me know. So it was the live on April 18th. Okay. Yep, yes it was. That's the one. So let me click on it and then I will share it. Okay. Prudencia said, Donna, since you're in TNT, would you like to hook up? My business name is, okay, Dimes and Diamonds. Araceli, how do you deal with those family members that want a discount, girl? I send them to Honeybook. That's why I love Honeybook. I send everybody to Honeybook because once you set up your business like a business, you run your business like a business, it forces everyone to respect your business. Once they get that invoice, I tell all my Lux Academy students all the time, everybody gets an invoice. I don't care who it is. Okay. Even my husband's party got an invoice because I have to be able to track that business through my business in Honeybook, etc. So yes, everybody gets an invoice. Deborah, thank you so much for keeping me on track. So Deborah said, thank you so much for always taking time out for us. We love you so much. You give such informative information. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And if you guys like information like this, I go live every Tuesday on Amazon from 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time to maybe 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I share all the best, greatest deals y'all have ever seen. I share those on Amazon every Tuesday night, and sometimes I do it on Thursdays as well. So definitely join us on Amazon. Right now, Amazon has a contest going on for the people who have the most engagements and most individuals in their live streams, most active. So please, you guys, when I go live this month, for the next month, invite a friend, invite someone on Facebook or Instagram or some of your party friends. Definitely invite them to join us in the lives, okay? Yes, ma'am. Everybody goes through Honeybook. Yes, ma'am. That's the easiest way to allow people to the easiest way for to allow people to understand that you're serious about doing your business. Thank you so much, Ann R. Y'all are so sweet. And Deborah, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So if there are no more questions, we're going to end tonight's Mentored by Melanie. Is it better to rent or to own? It depends, right? It depends on what? It depends on profitability. It depends on accessibility, affordability. Um, it depends on rentability, right? And so it just depends. And once you start considering purchasing something, always keep those things in mind. Don't just go buy something because you can afford to buy it, because that thing is going to cost you. It's going to cost you more than that first payment. It's going to cost you every month, every day that it's sitting there, every time you have to move it, every time it rents out. It's going to cost you. If you have to replace it, it's going to cost you. If you have to clean it, it's going to cost you. And so think about the costs outside of the initial purchase price. And that is the biggest determining factor on whether or not you rent or you buy. Because just because you buy it don't mean you're going to use it again. How many things have you purchased that are still sitting in your inventory that you've only used once or twice, especially when it comes to specialty parties and things like that, right? How I have those blow up dinosaurs that I did for my little nephew's birthday party. Those things are still sitting in my inventory, you know? And so in cases like that, it may be a good idea to create dinosaur party packages and rent out all the props, for the dinosaur party. Maybe you can make your money back like that. But I know my dinosaurs have been sitting there since the summer of 2020. Okay? Or 21. And they still sitting there. And so don't let individuals pressure you into buying things that you don't need. That's not going to make you money time and time again. Whenever I do lives like on Amazon or YouTube and I'm sharing a new product with you guys, more than likely it is a product 9 times out of 10 that you can use more than one time. I can assure you that. Or it's a product that is very rentable. Flower walls right now are extremely rentable. Sequence walls, any kind of backdrop, they are extremely rentable. People are using backdrops for churches. They're using backdrops for civic organizations. They're using backdrops at corporate offices. They're using backdrops at funerals. They're using backdrops at weddings, birthday parties, prom send-offs, graduation parties. I mean, there are so many different reasons people are using backdrops. So backdrops for me are going to always be an investment because I know I can rent those when I can't rent anything else. I know I can rent my throne chairs when I can't rent anything else. And so that is just, how it goes. Um, Cookie said, I need a video on how to store and organize your inventory. I have something on how I store and organize inventory in my garage, Cookie, that may help you. But I'm in the process of a whole different situation for my warehouse. So you'll see that when it comes out. I know I can't wait to share it, Tanisha. Girl, okay, so when the storm hit, it hit one of the places that I store my inventory, and so the roof is all messed up and things like that. So I'm not gonna. That kind of threw us back. I actually have the entire warehousing system in my garage right now, and so we're just waiting to get some things sorted out. I bought all of Tuesday morning's shelving units. If you guys have a Tuesday morning in your area, they are all going out of business. I bought maybe 12 of their units, back in February. Those are very heavy duty. They are on wheels. You're not going to get anything better than what you're getting. I think I paid like $20 a rack for mine. And it is so, so worth it. So worth it. And so when we get it all together, I'll be sure to share it with you. Any other questions, you guys? Janine said, yes, Mel. It seems like every time I get closer, this is how I know it's like the big idea because every time I get closer to doing it, got the unit, got the, and then boom, the storm comes. It's just, okay, so your Tuesday morning closed 2 years ago. Okay, maybe it's not Tuesday morning for you then, Cookie. But I know ours here is just shutting down. The one in Huntsville shut down. So at the time that the one in Huntsville shut down, our Tuesday morning was not shutting down. Ours just made the announcement like a week ago. So you could maybe travel. I don't know. Oh, girl, Candace, I bought these stands right here for events. You remember when I first bought these stands? It was for a wedding. I can actually show you the wedding. Hold on. I can actually show you the wedding that I use these stands in. Let me see here. Hold on. You know I can. Hold on. I can actually show you this wedding, girlfriend, that I used to stand. I got so much footage from my husband's party, I can't find nothing. But I used it in a purple wedding. I don't know if you guys remember, but I used it in this beautiful purple wedding. And I put desserts on them. I put wine glasses on them, honey, flowers, all kinds of stuff. I have used these so many times. I'm all about dual purpose. When I first showed you guys this, it was because I was using it for when I first showed you guys this, it was because I was using it for a wedding. And then when I moved in here, I used them for hold on. They may have them. Yes, they do, Janine. Nursing homes use them as well. Yeah, these are very rentable. I was trying to find the wedding. Let me see if I can find it real quick. So next time we're going to talk about creating invoices and things like that. And then what else did you guys want to talk about? Let's go ahead and get that survey started. I'm going to show you guys the stands that I used for that wedding. It was absolutely gorgeous. Candace said, yes, I remember that. They are trending in my area now. Yes, girl. And when I went in my warehouse and we were getting ready to do this, I was like, we're going to put these right in the house, right? Because this room is not costing me money. Let me show y'all. Y'all see that? Let me play it again. I was like, this room is not costing me money. It's going to make me some money. It's already in here. Same stands right here. So I want you to know I practice what I preach. Janine said, I remember, girl. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, you guys. So that is all for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's live. We've actually gone over 15 minutes. So I told you guys that I would be mentoring for about an hour. And so I have upheld my word. Any questions that you guys have had, I hope I've answered them. If I did not answer your question and you need an answer to your question tonight, go ahead and drop it in the chat. Before I end tonight's live, I will try my best to answer your question. Thank you, Felicia. How do I price backdrops? Renee, that's a whole class. I teach that in Lux Academy, and it depends on what type of backdrop it is. It could be from a flower wall to a curtain backdrop, you know, with panels. Those start at $100. So, it just um, depends on a lot. And it's definitely not something that I could answer in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So I will tell you that it starts around $100 depending on what you're delivering. Marnell, I posted the next in-person training classes up in the chat. So go back and check those out. One is in July, and the other one, I think, is in October. And I may add one for September. Thank you. Okay, you guys, I think that is it. Any more questions before we go? Hey, Renee. One is the in-person class or the online class. The online class you can take anytime. It's self-facilitated, self-paced. The in-person class, I have one coming up in July of 2023, July 15th, and then in October. So I have two in-person classes coming up. If you are not signed up for Honeybook, definitely go ahead and get signed up. I've linked that also in the comments. If you want to see how I do my invoicing and contracts and all of that, you have to be signed up for the next Mentored by Melanie to be usable or to be beneficial to you. You have to be based in the US or Canada. I know, Candace. I'm so sorry. You're welcome. Thank you, Renee. Araceli, you are so welcome. All right, you guys. So I hope you got a lot out of tonight's live. Oh, love you too, Janine. Don't just let somebody sucker you into buying something if you're not sure if you're going to make a profit off of it, right? If it's not making money, it's spending money. If it's not making money, it's taking money. So keep that in mind. Make sure that you go through and assess all of the things we talked about in tonight's live. I hope you gained a little new perspective when it comes to buying and renting inventory in and around your area. Would you be willing to show how to make the centerpieces from your husband's birthday party? Audrey said, a do-over, please. I just got here. Girl, you're going to have to watch the replay, girl. Every Monday when I do Mentor by Melanie, I'll make the announcement before I go live. And just try your best to get here. I'm so sorry, girl, but I can't go over. It's already been an hour and 30 minutes. And I'm doing this free of charge. Like, I'm not asking y'all for nothing. I ain't asking y'all to sign up for nothing. I ain't asking y'all to buy nothing. This is just from the goodness of my heart. From my heart to yours. Okay? A lot of people would charge hundreds and thousands of dollars for the information I'm giving y'all for free right now. All things blue. I won't be willing to do the centerpieces for my husband's party because people paid to be there for that class, and I don't think it would be fair for them to pay and then me come on here and show you guys for free. Like, I think if the shoes were in the other on the other foot, I think you would be frustrated if you paid hundreds of dollars and you made sacrifices to take off work to come, and then I went on YouTube and showed it for free. Like, I try to stay away from recreating the materials that people, invest in, if that makes sense. Audrey says girl, I was just playing. I know you were, Audrey, but I wasn't. I was for real about going back and watching that replay, girl. But definitely, if you have a question, Audrey, when we go live again, just make sure you come on and ask it, and I will try to clear all of those questions up. Love you too, Deborah. Thank you. All right, you guys. So that is it. Love you. Have a great night. Manal, thank you. You guys have an incredible Monday. I hope that you enjoyed being mentored by Melanie. Hi, Pregnancy by Faith. Andrea, I hope your conference went amazing this weekend, girl. I wish I could have been there. Okay, you guys. So that is it for Mentored by Melanie. First episode. We're going to be professional with an intro and everything. Eventually. Now, not right now, but eventually, when we get our logo and everything together, we're going to have an intro and we're going to be thebomb.com. All right. Good night, everyone. Much love and many blessings. Bye-bye.